Alright, okay. I am here and ready to stream, sort of, kind of. Am I ever ready to stream? No. But, I am here. Bit of tech difficulty at the start there, but, what else is fucking new? Um, resolved it though. I've got I didn't transition the thing. Hang on. I can fucking I have not streamed in so long. I do not remember my hotkeys. I ran through my hotkeys the other day because I was like, I need to remember this, and I don't. I really don't. Not one bit. But I finagled my audio. My audio should be working, and I think my audio is perhaps better than before. Maybe. Um, we'll see. Uh, but that is what it is because I can't really check that. Um, we are running on hopes and prayers in terms of that. But big news. I was just gonna do fucking gaming, and then all of a sudden, of course, in my feed, in my fucking news feed on YouTube, I had to see that apparently the U.S. is stopping a shipment of aid of bombs to Israel, which is the most fucking shocking thing that could happen. Like, that is the most. When I woke up this morning, if you said to me that the U.S. is going to stop a shipment of bombs to a genocidal country, I would have died of a heart attack, straight up. Like, there's no fucking other reaction I would have had. Uh, but it's a thing. I don't know why fully myself yet, but let's jump into it, I guess. If I can remember the hotkey to switch to Firefox. We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's see, live stream is F1. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's already pulled up. It's not quite centered, though. Fuck it. I'm not even quite centered. Mentally or in the camera frame. To be fair. Alright.
Washington has hit pause on, quote, one shipment of high payloads munitions to Israel. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin confirming that proverbial shot across the bow in testimony before the U.S. Senate.
So we've been very clear, Senator, as you know, from the very beginning that
Like, okay, here's my thing with this. The way he said, is it just one shipment that they're stopping? Or is it, like, an entire, like, is it one ship of bombs that they're like, we're not going to send you this one ship of bombs? Or is it like, yeah, no, we're stopping, like, whatever the entire current convoy of shipments of bombs, like, because that really kind of matters, because you know, what that means is, like, is this a saving face thing, or is this a genuine change in stance? And also, what are Biden's thoughts on this? Because this completely runs against what Biden has been saying, because he's had, like, no red lines for Israel this whole damn time. Anyway,
Israel
let's
should
see.
launch a major attack in Rafah without accounting for and protecting the civilians that are.
You know, maybe he fucking mentions it. You know, maybe at some point in this speech he's like, Biden completely disagrees with this, but
In that battle space. And again, as we have assessed the situation, we've paused one shipment of high payload munitions. And again,
one shipment. What does one shipment mean?
I think we've also been very clear about the steps that we'd like to see Israel take to account for and take care of those civilians before major combat takes place. We certainly would like to see no major.
Okay, they haven't been doing that this entire time though, so it's like it still, makes, there's no, like, it's stupid. It's stupid to like just be like, oh, Israel, like, yeah, it suddenly stop, suddenly listen to us. It's not like they are a rabid attack dog of the U.S. state. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, we see fascism and we support it. Like, that's pretty much the American policy. 70% of fucking dictatorships we support. Like, like, it's insane.
Combat take place in Rafah, but
it's ridiculous to think that they're suddenly gonna stop when we have not been giving red lines and we support dictatorships all the fucking time. Like, what about that is gonna motivate them to stop? We've been giving them the bombs to genocide Rafah for, like, literally the last 10 years plus.
Our focus is on making sure that we protect the civilians. And we've not made a final determination on how to proceed with that shipment.
And for more, we're joined from Washington by Frank Lowenstein, Executive Director of ABCO, former U.S. Special Envoy for Israeli-Palestinian negotiations in the Obama administration. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And from Jerusalem, correspondent Iris Mockler. Iris,
Side note, we'll see how this goes, because France 24, they go like one of two ways. It's either they do really good coverage, or they're gonna be kind of like massaging Israel here.
The statement we just heard from Lloyd Austin, I imagine it's making waves where you are.
It is making waves because I guess this administration is taking the gloves off. It's not speaking, as we heard earlier in the day, via a diplomatic...
You're fucking telling me, Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking sudden ass change in fucking opinion. Like, what the... like, what?
Official, someone unnamed. We heard John Kirby, the Pentagon spokesperson, saying, no, we don't discuss arms shipments, and certainly not one arms shipment. Later in the day, we heard from an Israeli Defense Force spokesperson, Daniel Hagari, who also talked up the great relationship, the unprecedented cooperation. And now we hear from Lloyd Austin in his, himself speaking clearly and saying, yes, the US has paused it's not even aid, military aid to Israel until what's happening in Rafah is clear. And I think Washington is making it clear to Israel. In a way, it did previously with words. All along, there's been this exchange between Washington and Jerusalem, reported in the American newspapers, reported here, where discussions were leading to the point of Israel saying we're ready to go in, and Washington saying you haven't...
Yeah, they were ready to fucking nuke Gaza. Literally.
taken enough steps to protect civilians. And so now it's an action behind those...
And now we're having a sudden change in opinion from the fucking secretary. Like, what? I don't... Where did this come from? Where... Like, the past few days I've been saying, what planet are we on? And now I'm, like, almost for a good reason being like, what planet are we fucking on? Like, one day it's like, yes, Israel can do a genocide no matter what, no red lines. And then the next day the fucking US Defense Secretary is out here going, we're stopping shipment of bombs to Israel. What? Like, fucking who? What? Fucking, did the communists come and inject him? Like...
Words. Israel hasn't taken enough steps to protect Palestinian civilians in the American point of view, or from the American position, and America wants that done before there's any, as they put it, major operation in Rafah. What we've seen so far in Rafah.
Because 24 hours ago, Israel was stating...
Which they are invading Rafah. I mean, even if they're not doing a fucking ground invasion, they're still fucking killing civilians like across the board, as they have been like this entire war since October 7th, and mind you, since before October 7th, which is always important to keep in mind when it comes to this fucking issue.
That this one battalion of tanks that had gone to shut the Rafah crossing with Egypt was a limited incursion.
That's right, and it is a
limited incursion. That's fucking ridiculous. There's no such thing as a limited military incursion. And also, in the extent that Israel means it, no. Even less so.
incursion. We're not seeing the kind of fighting we saw in Khan Yunis. We're not yet.
Because they are an ethno-state that has been doing a genocide for over 60 years now. Even if it's a slow burn genocide, you know, a lit candle is still a lit candle. You know, it doesn't change what it is just because, you know, it's being conducted in a more clandestine way where we haven't been considering it. You know, they literally internally refer to every incursion into Gaza as mowing the lawn. They do not see Palestinians as people. They see them as someone that they can genocide for land whenever they need it. Like, it's pretty fucking disgusting what the views of the ethno-fascist state are.
Yet, seeing the kind of military, we're not seeing troops.
Which also, mind you, those views don't reflect the views of many fucking protesters, even, you know, Israeli and Jewish protesters protesting against things. Who actually don't support the efforts of the state to conduct a genocide.
Inside Rafah proper, we're seeing Israeli troops at the border posts, theatrical, you know, all filmed, going in, shutting the border crossing, but not anything more than that. And I guess what Washington is saying is that's where we'd like to see it end. Thank you very much.
Frank Lowenstein, the Biden administration dialing up the heat over the last 20...
Are they, though? Is the Biden administration dialing up the heat? Because I don't think this was Biden. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was. You know, maybe Biden did agree to this, but... No, I don't... I can't see Biden doing this. He's been a fucking, like, strong supporter of Israel his whole political career. Like, this is a move that he does not make.
24 hours. Why did Lloyd Austin go public with all this?
Well, I think what you're seeing is real frustration from the Biden administration with the Israelis that's now spilling over into the public. I think in general, what we'd most like to do is resolve these kind of disagreements with the Israelis privately. But when they make clear that they intend to do exactly what we do not want them to do over our objections, at that point, we're forced to make a bigger public story out of it. And also to threaten to take action, as your correspondent just suggested.
Kind of fine, though, because it
I don't
has
think
me
the
looking
Israelis care
at the
what we
screen.
say at all anymore. The only thing that they'll respond to is our actions. So this is the first step towards making clear to the Israelis that we're serious about this.
Yeah, it is the first step. Why wasn't it taken sooner?
Oh, I think it's coming far too late, personally.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
think it's important to understand the overall...
See, this is what I mean. France 24, sometimes they have good coverage. Like, literally right there, that shows it. Like, I literally started saying some shit, and they instantly were like, yes, we're on the same fucking page journalistically here.
Context here, which is the United States is pushing very hard for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, and I think it's the position of our government.
Yes, ceasefire now.
Pretty far in terms of what we think should be acceptable to the Israelis. So we're trying to exert some leverage here, not only on to get Israel not to go and drop it, but also to get them to agree to a ceasefire agreement that the United States feels very strongly about, and also that reflects President Biden's political considerations here at home.
I do be always forgetting about that shit.
Testify to is there's a lot of discontent in the United States. We've seen it in campus protests and whatnot, but I think President Biden is reacting to that as well.
So explain this to me, Frank Lowenstein, because we know Joe Biden's been around the block. He's been in Washington for more than half a century. He was right? Remember the time he was in Israel. When
so that's what I'm saying. Like, Biden's entire career, he is not... This is not a move he makes, okay? Biden, from the start of his career, has always been pro-Israel. And I mean, I don't have the fucking Hasanabi complex fucking in my chat here to fucking insta pull up clips, but like, there's so many clips of Biden, like in or his early career, late career, being like, I support Israel no matter what. Like, they could literally do anything and it'd be fun. Like the inverse of like Trump shit, where you know how he was like, I could shoot someone on fucking in New York in Times Square and no one would fucking give a shit. Like that's Biden's version of that, but that's for Israel. He's like, Israel can do anything and Biden will support it.
As vice president, while he's in town, Israel announces they're building new settlements. So he knows about the way Benjamin Netanyahu operates.
Yeah.
Why has he been so cautious?
You know, I think he really has a deep and abiding personal affection for Israel and desire to be seen historically as.
And see, that's another thing. When it comes to things like the settlements and shit, Biden is not. He's not against Israel doing that shit. Like, not like objectively. I mean, maybe he's subjectively like opposed to like, you know, any backlash that comes from it. But, I gotta mute real quick. BRB. Alright, I am back, but also my camera is apparently fucked up, so that was the perfect time to like have a moment where I needed to be like, aha, and then fucking end up noticing my camera's fucked. One moment while I fix that, and also fix the fact that it is very not correct on the screen. Things are not aligned. And that will bug me. I don't know how it's not aligned either, because I did a fuck ton of like pre-stream preparation bullshit, including making sure shit was where it should be, and yet it's not. Alright. There we go. Is that fixed? No, I just need to fix the camera. Which hopefully I can just activate, deactivate. There we go. Alright. Let's hop on back into this.
Having really stood by Israel at their time of greatest need. That was important to him when we were working with him during the Obama administration, President Biden, even then, when he was vice president,
Yeah,
was adamant that we stand by Israel almost no matter what. So I think this is a matter.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, this is something that he's been clear about, that it's like he has no red lines for Israel. So the fact that the U.S. fucking defense secretary just came out and was like, yes, we are actually stopping aid to Israel in the form of bombs, that's insane. There's no way he ran that past Biden without Biden being like, no, Jack, no.
Of deep personal conviction for him. That being said, I think the Israelis have finally pushed him far enough where he's willing to take harder action than he's really comfortable taking. But that's because
I disagree. See, I disagree there. I don't think that's the case. I think this is going over Biden's head here.
knows who Benjamin Netanyahu.
Like my thought is maybe they announced it to force his hand. Conspiracy theory, but
is.
Yeah, he does, and he keeps saying, including yesterday, that he'll always defend Israel's security even when he disagrees with Prime Minister Netanyahu. So I think the only reason why Biden has done this is because the word has leaked out now that Netanyahu wanted to do a full Rafah invasion over the weekend. In other words, he was prepared to completely defy us, both on the ceasefire and on the Rafah invasion. And I think that really got President Biden's attention. He said, Bibi's going to ignore us. You know, even though I love Israel and I've had a
I mean,
long-standing
maybe
relationship with him, that's a step too
like
far. So I think that's where you see him doing something that he's otherwise very
there's a
uncomfortable
small
doing.
chance.
I would also add that Secretary
There's a small chance that like this actually is Biden's like. Excuse me, I had to burp. But there's a small chance that this is fucking, you know, Biden's intent here, and it's not going over his head, and that, you know, he really was just, you know, pushed to this. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Because I was thinking about it, it could be like thinking about the chess game he could be playing here politically. You know, he just came out like against the protesters weirdly, which is, you know, terrible, but also kind of like you know, throwing some breadcrumbs to like, you know, the like that crowd. Like I don't know how to put it, but I don't know. Maybe he's like got like a chess game going on here, and you know he's done one thing, and to now be able to, you know, say, hey, no, I support Israel, but I don't support Israel's actions. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so though. Because again, he's never had a red line for Israel his entire life.
today that Israel is complying with international humanitarian law, which is a requirement of all countries that receive U.S. weapons. We delayed,
and he does not seem to be keen to the fact that it is indeed a genocide, which would be like the only real thing that would, like, you know, make someone like snap on some shit like that. You know, is like self-reflective type shit.
That certification today. I think Secretary Blinken,
like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be fucking supporting a fucking genocide. Maybe that is terrible, and maybe people are right when they're calling me fucking Genocide Joe.
Saying now they'll do it sometime in the next couple of days, but that's also another indication to the Israelis that we're prepared to back up our.
Which is a fucking ridiculous thing. Like, that really bugs me. He fucking, like, the entirety of his campaign right now is pretty much, I'm not the other guy. Meanwhile, he is the other guy. Like, he's just another flavor of the other guy. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Because, like, you can't be running on, I'm not the fascist, while suppressing and oppressing protesters and being for that, and also, at the same time, literally supporting a genocide. Like, that's wild to me. Like, that he thinks that, or that anyone in his team thinks that that's gonna fly. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, anyone and everyone is gonna pick up on that. That's insane. Like, it's the dumbest shit. But that's just the typical Democratic shit that we fucking deal with every day of our lives. Free.
Words with actions if they don't change course.
A delayed certification, one shipment delayed. Is this enough to basically change the course?
Yeah, here's what I'm intrigued by. How, like,
Probably
how many bombs, like, what is the impact on Israel's war effort here? You know, how much less are we giving them because of the ceasement of this current shipment? And how much of a shipment is it? Was it just like a small re-up? Like, that matters. Because, again, like I also said earlier, this also could just be like a saving face move from the state to just do something or allow some move that, you know, makes it look like they're putting pressure on Israel. Meanwhile, it's like, oh, we're not sending a single ship. And, you know, they've already received, like, you know, 78 others, though, you know?
Probably not. But we'll see how far the Israelis want to push it. I think hopefully what they'll do is realize that they have to listen to us if they want to continue to receive our weapons. If they don't, I think we really could be heading for a big showdown with them, where we're cutting off weapons, much more broadly than the one shipment we've stopped so far, and otherwise not protecting Israel
Okay,
at
yeah.
the UN.
So it's
and
just
some of the
one
other things
shipment.
we can do to put additional pressure on them. So I know everybody's
That's
hoping
not going to
avoid
do
that.
anything.
I think we'd really
Okay, that's not going to do anything even pressure-wise, because what that just means, we're pretty much pre-announcing that it's only going to be one shipment that we're not sending. So it is, like I said, it is meaningless, actually. It's just a completely meaningless move to save face. There we go. Alright. Well, we figured it out. We got to the bottom of it.
the next 24 to 48 hours.
There can never be no good news without there being, like, a negative silver lining. Not in America. Not with our country.
And so I think all of this is in furtherance of that for now, anyway.
So the gaze then
I need
turns
more damn
back
coffee.
to Cairo, where there are ceasefire negotiations going on. Frank Lowenstein, Ira Smakler. Earlier, we spoke with an Israeli, it was France 24's Delano D'Souza spoke with a spokesperson for the Israeli government about those ceasefire negotiations. Let's take a listen.
My Prime Minister has been quite clear. We will not agree to an agreement that says that there has to be a permanent ceasefire, which would leave Hamas in power, which would enable Hamas to take over the Gaza Strip, and ultimately would enable Hamas to do what they want to do, which is October 7th again and again and again.
I can't. What the fuck? It is so obnoxious, that narrative. Because here's the thing. When it comes to October 7th, I've got to be careful here. Lest I have my own Hassan 9/11 moment. But here's the thing. No, fuck it. In short, yeah, America deserved 9/11 and Israel deserved October 7th. As a direct result of policies of interfering with other countries in ways that devastates the local populace and, leaves like eternal distaste for the even mere mention of the state that has, like, imposed such tragedies upon the peoples. In short. But yeah. So every time, what I'm getting at is, every time they say, October 7th, that's like when we go, that'd be like if we were going, 9/11 happened, so we get to bomb all of the Middle East and shit, because, it was Arabs that did it, and they were Muslim. No, that's racist. It's racist. It's racist, and it's reactionary, and it's stupid, and it really doesn't justify anything. One wrong does not justify another wrong. One wrong justifies one righting a wrong.
What we will do is what we've done in the past. We will keep up the military pressure. We will explore all...
I gotta let the dog in, hang on.
military, military and diplomatic options available to us, and we will do our utmost to bring home the hostages. We have...
Israel's totally considering diplomatic solutions, totally. It's not like Israel have been the ones that have shot down fucking negotiations every time, including the most recent ones, where Hamas agreed to it. Like, Hamas, like, even after Israel was like, no, we disagree, we don't agree to it, Hamas was like, yes, we agree to it, though, we're gonna adhere. Israel's like, no. So this dipshit saying this, complete lying through his teeth. Like, it's the same shit as with our officials where, actually, yes, it is. Prime example, the fucking last official who was like, oh, we're totally cutting aid off to make a message here as a diplomatic move because we're totally considering our diplomatic options. Is like, no, it's just saving face and then continuing the current policy.
our team in Cairo now trying to make a deal, and at the same time,
But
we're
this is
keeping
a
up the military
low-level
pressure.
team from what I understand from media reports. So can they really take decisions, or do they need to come back and get the blessing of the war cabinet?
This is a team that was sent by our prime minister with the explicit instruction to do what they could do to bring home the hostages. Now, Hamas needs to come to the table and negotiate in good faith.
I'm noticing
through
there's a
the
little bit of
mediators,
background noise.
because enough
Pardon
is enough.
that.
They're holding 132
I'll have to
Israeli
tweak
hostages
that for the
against
future.
their will, men, women,
Apparently,
children,
I need to fix
and a
up my noise
baby,
gate.
a crime against humanity.
I live in a
Because
fucking
irresponsible,
tiny
it
ass
still
fucking
sounds
house.
like it's a listening tour.
Yeah, I can only
on
do
the
so
part of that
much.
mid-level-
I can
that's what
only
it's
do so
described
much.
at, this mid-level Israeli delegation that's in Cairo.
So we understand, because when it wasn't a listening tour, they sent the head of the Mossad, you know, and he had more authority. I think everybody goes back to the war cabinet if they want to get something finally agreed. But if you're sending people who have some leeway, some independence, and some ability to horse trade, I mean, that's what a negotiation is. And what it's understood
Can you
that the
not?
remit for this group of negotiators or this team
I like
is
just
to
I just was
close
like,
the
I'm
gap
sorry for the
between
background
Israeli
noise
and
of
Hamas,
you.
the version of things.
You like march over here coughing. Yeah, exactly. You're trying to make it foreground noise.
That Hamas has agreed to, and what Israel proposed, what is it now, 2 weeks ago now, something like that. I do think it's important to say that all of these intervening days, there has not been an Israeli delegation in Cairo. So it was Egypt, and it was Qatar, and it was the United States finessing, negotiating.
Notice how Israel doesn't even want to be present in any negotiations here. Pretty key thing to notice, right? Pretty much kind of, you know, dismantles their whole, well, we're totally looking for diplomatic solutions bullshit. Kind of really exposes that line as, you know, bullshit.
Because an Israeli team wasn't there. Now Israel has sent a team which doesn't have full powers to negotiate. And I think that sends its own message as well.
Now, that clip we just heard was from before Lloyd Austin speaking. Are we still expecting to hear, a maximalist message from the Netanyahu government? And you talked about the war cabinet. The war cabinet, for our viewers, that also means that it's in coalition with more moderate elements. Is the messaging about to change out of Israel?
That's the question that everyone's asking. You know, there are many people within Israel who are not in the war cabinet, but who were either hostages themselves or who have relatives who are hostages inside Gaza at the moment, and they are crying out for a deal, saying, as we've discussed before, that an operation in Rafah can wait, but the hostages cannot wait. So there's an enormous amount of pressure.
Yeah, and they especially can't wait because Israel keeps bombing the hostages. Like, if Israel really took the whole hostage situation seriously, they wouldn't be bombing the hostages. Like, this is like watching cops be like this is apt comparison. Okay, this is like Uvalde. Like, you know, the cops go in and everyone's like, no, they totally actually care about protecting people. Meanwhile, there's like hundreds of cops like sitting on their asses, except it's a little different because, you know, it's like if you had hundreds of cops like destroying civilian homes, shooting at civilians as well. You know. But anyway, point is, there's a slight comparison there. Forget where I was going with it, but there was at one point in my brain.
From that side, from ordinary people, I've just seen a poll which suggests that something like 50% of Israelis believe the hostage deal must be done now, and those numbers rise depending on different subgroups within the population. So there's a huge pressure from within the population on Benjamin Netanyahu, and then there's the right-wing parts of his government.
I need coffee. I'm looking at all that water and that Diet Coke or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, I need my caffeine. I only had a sip left before I started streaming, and I didn't realize. So now I'm just locked in until I can take a break when this is done.
who don't want a hostage deal and who do want a maximalist operation within Rafah. And the question is, what will Benjamin Netanyahu do? Which side will he come down on?
Frank Lowenstein, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh, which side will the genocidal fascists come down on? We'll see.
Under what scenario does he agree to a truce that would effectively imperil his own political survival?
Yeah, that's really the question from the United States perspective: is what can we do with our actions?
Yeah, right. With that too, it's like, yeah, what side will Netanyahu come down on when he fucking, like, he's gonna have the same opinions he's always had. He's gonna, flip it off at fucking Biden, and be like, I don't give a shit, because he probably knows at the end of the day, like I fucking already figured out here, well, or can guess anyway, conjecture. But this is probably just a face-saving move from the U.S. We're stopping one singular shipment. We literally specified that it's one shipment being stopped. So that means it's jack shit. Netanyahu's going to see that, he's going to get that and be like, okay, this is like a save face type move. The U.S. doesn't really stand behind stopping aid to us. They're just going to do it once and pretend they've made a stance. Yeah. Because we've set no red lines elsewhere, and it's just Israel is like a rabid dog that is just off the leash.
To drive him to that decision, because there's no question he's shown repeatedly.
Or just like a fucking feral
his
dog.
Extremist coalition and President Biden, he'll choose his extremist.
Rabid might be a bit much.
His coalition every time. We negotiated extensively with Netanyahu in 2014 during the Gaza war with Hamas back then. And the challenge with Netanyahu is that he'll say he wants to do an agreement, but then he'll just kill it by nickel and diming every single element of the negotiation. So I think what we're trying to get him to do is to see the bigger picture here, which is that this is not about all the little words in the document. It's about stopping the fighting, getting the hostages out, and having an opportunity to reset. And I think that's exactly what he's most concerned about. If there's actually a ceasefire, then the momentum will build to end the war in one way.
No, when has... Maybe I zoned out and he's talking about someone else who does...
Bye-bye.
Who does care. I had to pause because, like, my partner just walked in with his phone on, like, a business call. But maybe I tuned out here for a second mentally, and he's referring to someone who does actually care about the hostages, like the protesters protesting against Netanyahu and, protesting for a ceasefire now, like, at the college campuses across the country. But, did he just say Netanyahu cares about getting the hostages back? No. And even Israelis know that. There are currently protests going on against Netanyahu, specifically for not caring about taking back the Israeli hostages, and for the fact that he's been indiscriminately bombing Gaza and it's been killing hostages, and people are like, wait, what the fuck? My family isn't, my relative isn't back yet, and you're fucking bombing the country to the ground. What are you doing?
Face elections and probably go to jail from his corruption trial. So he's in a very difficult spot.
And Frank Lowenstein, harking back to those days of 2014, is Benjamin Netanyahu a hardliner who will never negotiate?
Well, he's a hardliner in the sense that he's extremely difficult to negotiate with. He will fight you over every single comma in that entire document, and he'll make every last tiny little provision seem as if it's a life or death situation for the Israelis. And the problem with that is that it's because his ultimate goal is probably to kill these ceasefire negotiations. So it's very difficult for us to put public pressure on him to accept changes in a document that he's characterizing publicly as being something very different than they are. And that's why I think you've seen the weapons conditioning and Blinken certification be stalled, because I think we're trying to send the message to the Israelis that, hey, we're not screwing around on this.
Yeah, but is this, like I already said, is this even a fucking message? Because this does not send a message that we're not screwing around on this, because there's been no fucking red line for Israel prior. Why would this matter now? Especially when you preemptively state, we're doing it once. We're going to give you a slap on the wrist once, and then you know, maybe we'll do it again in the future if you continue your genocide. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work, stopping a single shipment of fucking bombs. But then the next one, you're already preemptively saying you're going to allow, so they know, you know, there's no point to this current, you know, siege of bombs. They know that, you know, sure, today no more bombs are coming, but tomorrow will come, and tomorrow we're fine with giving them more bombs, regardless of what they do. So it's not setting a red line at all. It's just saving face for the US government, or attempting to.
To give a complete picture on all of this, those Israeli tanks that moved in Tuesday morning, since then there's been no aid going into the Gaza Strip. The Israeli government says it's reopened the Keret Shalom crossing in the south of the country. However, the UN says there's no one to get the aid because Palestinians on the other side have fled.
It is true that the
I hate my brain sometimes. Right now I can't help but imagining like a Jewish carrot that's like really peaceful, because carrot shalom. Anyway, moving on.
Rafah border,
I digress.
border crossing that Israel has now occupied leads to Egypt. That used to be open. It's no longer open. But Kerem Shalom is open. Areas in the north of the...
If you have a really visual mind, maybe that description got you too, but for me, something about that image just elicited, I don't even know, but just a sense of like light. Light in the darkness of this subject.
Gaza Strip, that is the Israeli side of the north of the Gaza Strip, is open. Aid is going in. The problem is delivery. You know, how do you ensure that it gets to people? How do you ensure it gets to people who have...
It would help ensure it getting to people if Israel would stop pogroms of fucking Zionists from, you know, literally stopping the aid. Like, I mean, then maybe the aid would get through. Hot take. You know, if the Israeli authorities used their authority for anything other than fascism and, you know, bashing on Palestinians and creating an ethno-state and separating the, you know, the like local born Arab Jews from their populace by creating the label of Mizrahi Jew as a way to, you know, separate them and begin justifying creating an or, you know, including them in the ethno state that they're creating, because it's fine if they're Jewish, because, you know, it is an ethno state.
Fled from Rafah
Fun
under
fact.
Israeli instructions to do so are now in tents further along Al Mawasi, closer to the coast. How do you ensure they get the aid if the same people in Rafah, the UN, other deliverers are worried? And how do you ensure that Hamas doesn't take the aid, as they have done previously during these past few months, and simply sell it back to Palestinians in the markets? So there's lots of questions that a ceasefire would help answer and change. And I think that's why we're seeing this year.
Honestly, even if Hamas is doing that, I'm sorry, if we were doing that, we'd be calling it fucking capitalism. Like, like, straight up.
US pressure, and that's why it's time.
Like, I guess what I'm getting at there is, like, perspective matters. And maybe it's not quite like that, you know? Maybe it's like, you know, maybe Hamas is ensuring the security of the food and then taking payment in the form of, you know, charging for the service. Like, it actually straight up could be fine. Like, we're not fucking on the ground here, and that's fucking someone else's reporting of other people's perspective. Like, it's like a game of fucking telephone.
Going to be crunch time, I think, for Benjamin Netanyahu.
And perspective is always important with shit like that, because shit can easily get blown out of proportion when it comes to, like, you know what, anything.
And
anything with like the media or whatever or society. I don't know how to put it, but
I honestly could not tell you which way he will jump. It is interesting that he opened Kerem Shalom. He did that after a conversation with President Biden. He said it would open yesterday. That didn't happen. It has opened today. Perhaps that's a result of the actions that we've seen taken and the very public words of Lloyd Austin.
All right, many thanks. Here is Mockler.
okay. Side note: are they only showing footage of Israel? Or this is what okay. I did say earlier, France 24, they go like one of two ways. And that seems like a way that they're maybe sucking Israel off a little bit here.
In Jerusalem, Frank Lowenstein for being with us from the U.S. For that.
But at the same time, they are still like they've been largely more critical than the U.S. media has. Like the U.S. media just kind of like caught wind that it's actually genocide, and just started like picking the shit up. But France 24 has been kind of on this shit for like the last like couple months now. Just at the start, they definitely were kind of wishy-washy. They flip-flop between sucking off Israel or being like, this is a genocide, please give us coverage because this is probably getting us a lot of coverage, or a lot of views rather.
We'll continue, of course, to monitor this story.
All right. So that's that. Silver lining, the U.S. did something sort of good, but also not really. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Moving on. I'm now gonna move on to gaming. Switch screens here. Close this. Oh, my mic is actually not perfect. Some of my quiet shit is not getting picked up. I've got to remember to stay within range here, which is difficult because it's a matter of balancing where I am on camera in the frame and also in proximity to the mic, which is an issue. I also have this issue of consistently looking at the mic instead of the camera, which is not where I should be looking. Not to address the audience anyway. Alright, it's probably going to take forever for the game to... Actually, no, it doesn't... It's probably not going to take forever for the game to load. It's probably going to take like 5-10 minutes, though. But we're going to be playing some fucking Stellaris. It is probably my favorite... No, I've got a couple favorite games. But it's up there. It is definitely up there. Change the title here. Stellaris. Why did I just get booped? Stellaris, space, gaming, modded Stellaris. Wait. I don't like that title. Stellaris, space. Space stuff. Would I put space butt stuff in the title? No, probably not. I don't know what to fucking do for a title. Especially not on the fly. Fuck it. Sure, it's Stellaris, space stuff. Yup. Oh, I gotta change the game too. / category. Stellaris. Oh, shit, fuck. 830 viewers total in this category today. That's intriguing. Genuinely hope I don't get rated. I don't think my stream setup and layout is quite primetime ready. Not quite yet. I got some fucking tweaks I need to do on my layouts. Like, I mean, I like how it looks, but I also kind of don't. Like, this here, I don't like. I don't like that. Like, that should be more transparent, but I do like the texture of it. Also, the corners there, I kind of want to clean up and make more transparent, too. But I do like how it looks. You know? Actually, I kind of need to clean it up, though. I just realized I didn't run a filter over it. So the lines from, like, the software that I use, they're, like, too crisp. They're too, like, pixelated. So I gotta hit it with, a quick filter. Just a slight Gaussian blur to clean the lines. Well, you know what? I should get some fucking coffee while we're waiting for the fucking game to load. Also, did I change the title and shit? I think I did, but I'll update it again just in case. Alright. Oh shit, I was gonna... You know, we'll leave the full face cam on. We'll just leave it on full face cam. For now. I'm gonna go get some coffee while we're waiting for this to load. Yep, I'm gonna go have a nicotine break too. I will be back. I'm gonna have a nicotine break too. I'll be back in like, literally like 30 seconds to a minute. Immediate. Damn it, I was unmuted for that. I tried to mute for that. But I guess I hit unmute instead. But alright, I'm back. Game is still loading. It's at 50%. I should probably put text up that it's loaded. One of the mods that I'm running with is a mod that I made. And it's poop. Well, right now. Like, the current iteration of it is, like, the absolute bare bones of, like, what I have in mind for it, and, like, the bare bones of the code that, like, I've got functional. Which is pretty much just opinions and religions. But it's dope. With that being said. But also, I need to tweak shit. Like, I have so many mods installed that it's fucking insane how much, like, materials and shit everyone has, because it's like, the trade is broken. like, it's definitely different from what Stellaris is supposed to be played as, because I just have it so heavily fucking modded. Like, I have, like, extra species traits and shit, and it's game breaking. Especially because, like, I'm sure my own mod doesn't help, because I forget what I have shit to fucking do. Like, I don't... Wait. Well, you know, we'll see when we hop in the game. I forget what modifiers the religion that I have is. I should actually be specific here, because if I'm fucking talking about it, why not? But yeah, the mod adds, like, a bunch of fucking religions that are all, like, base game fitting. Like, the game's almost loaded here. But yeah, they're all, like... It's still got the base game vibe. It's just fucking... There's actually religion instead of no religion, because atheist devs. Or agnostic devs or some shit. Fuck, I gotta configure the... Damn it. Of course I don't have a display capture for fucking Stellaris. Let's see, game capture... Stellaris. Specific window. There we go. That is not on the right layer, though. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Almost. Okay. I definitely need to move my camera. Shit, where should I put my camera? Actually, the corner might be the best. Because there's only, like, some unimportant shit over here on the right side. I think that'll work? We'll see. We'll see. Alright, let's hop into my latest save. Wait. I don't know if I put the opinions code in here. So there might not be opinions loaded yet, but if I did put the opinions code in this version, because I did fix it up, so it should be working, and if I put it in the release version, well, alpha release, I don't know. I don't know if there will be opinions or not. The point there is, if opinions are loaded in, I'm probably gonna be insta-fucked because there is a country next to me that has a religion that will make them more... Actually, hang on. I might have coded it wrong. But, that's the point of playtests. And that's the point of me actually fucking playing shit on stream. As well as just having fun. Oh, I should definitely swap where the fucking... Actually, yeah. Let's move that up. We'll shrink the cam a bit. And, ooh, load it in. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Just, I've got to move the top layout. Or swap it to this one. There we go. Alright. Alright. The fuck was I doing here? Also, how are our audio levels? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I think. I'm also curious about how laggy it's gonna be here. Because I have not tried to stream this and play, and I know the game chugs when I'm just playing it. Alright. Okay, so these fuckers were an issue for me for a while, but as you can see, they're kind of nothing now from the fact that, you know, they sort of had a little rebellion, and then, yeah, things happened. I gotta meet real quick. Partner's on a business call. Wait, what? Oh, okay. My mic is working. It just was being slow. Okay. Do I have a hotkey to turn this on and off? This mute reason? I think I do. Hang on. Hang on. 1 second. So I want to know. It's just like the reason I have hotkeys is so it's like nice and streamlined for myself. Because otherwise I have a million fucking things that it's like, okay, which fucking one of 5 million text fucking fields is that I need to fucking make visible? No, I don't have a hotkey for it. Alright, let's make one. Do I have anything bound to plus? Why is it not? Okay. It's not even doing anything. I hope that isn't already bound to something. No. Alright. Show mute reason. What the fuck button do I want to bind this to? Insert? Maybe alt insert? I gotta do, because I gotta do something that makes sense to me. Do alt insert. Alright. God, I have so many damn hotkeys. I don't remember what the fuck is what. Gotta get used to this shit. What's my fucking face cam on off? Oh yeah, pause break. Actually, I could probably move the face cam to the left. It doesn't matter that much. I say, but I'm gonna fucking finagle it real quick anyway. Nah, no. Actually, I like it better over there because I'm actually looking at the... Unless I flip it. I could just flip it. Nah, we'll put the camera on the left, yeah. But I'm not really looking at the content, though. Or I guess I am. That's fine. Is that fine? Whatever. Whatever. I'm going with it. Okay. So what the fuck was the last thing I was doing here? I should probably update... No, I think I updated my ship designs ages ago, and also that's the most fucking boring thing to possibly do on stream. Let's maybe actually let the game play. Yeah, and so, see, this is what I mean when I said, like, the resources are fucked. Like, I have so many resources. Too many. Literally, though. Apparently not rare crystals, though. Apparently not those. Actually, let's see if I can... So, there's nothing wrong with using your populace for resources, right? Right? If it's passive? Because I've been doing this thing where I, like, just edit species so that they produce resources for the Empire passively. It's useful. It's a thing. But something we have a lot of. Or enough of, anyway. Oh, I haven't applied this template yet? Oh, for sure. Apply.
Situation log updated.
Okay, we get a lot fucking going on. Relic activation. Oh, I should show off my fucking relics. I fucking lucked the fuck out with the relic, with one of the relics I found. Because I got the fucking Head of Zarklon, which is the most OP relic I've fucking seen in this game. Which is probably not many up to this point. But, because surprisingly, you can play this game and still, like, have shit that you don't know. Because, even one playthrough, you can, especially the way I play shit, like, I don't have victory conditions on when I play either this or Civ. I just like to enjoy the game. Like, the flow of the civilization in the game. But anyway, I fucking lucked the fuck out. And I have the Head of Zarklon, which I also fucked up, and I'm fucking stupid because I deconsecrated rather a holy world, so that I could settle it, even though I have the fucking Head of Zarklon, so I can fucking settle holy worlds. But whatever. Hindsight's 2020. And I barely had it there. Wow, there is so much happening right now.
Creature encountered.
Is war about to break out? What is happening? Okay, clearly the opinions have kicked in. That has to be what this is. This has to be like the religious countries being like, oh, that's actually a country that I don't like. Because the religious countries that or the religious civics that I've coded in. Oh, which I should show off. The faith that my current civilization is using is Fanatic Aduili. Which, oh my god, yeah, that's where all my food's coming from. 25% farmer output, yep. Okay, little OP, but worth. But the thing is, there's also drawbacks. I should put that a better way. So the way I've coded the religions is that they give massive buffs, but they also, like, fuck you up massively at the same time. And you just have to, like, compensate for whatever it is. Or they don't fuck you up, usually. It's just somehow it, like, has a negative effect related to the like, baked-in lore.
Species tampered with. May the spirits forgive us.
Shit. Alright, the fuck do we want to research? Actually, I should probably go with phase disruptors, because I can upgrade some of my shit. Get some more damage out of my ships. Right now, my Corvette model fucking sucks. Like, literally, the last battle I had, my Corvettes were getting fucking annihilated. I mean, I think they normally tend to get annihilated quicker, but it was a little much. Like, by the end of the battle, there was, like, no fucking Corvettes left, and I was like, okay. Clearly my Corvette design is a little fucked. But I somehow, in said battle, managed to fucking fend off a fucking fleet of fucking 560,000 power. Which was astonishing. I barely mustered the fucking fleet to do it. Like, I had, like, a fleet, or multiple fleets of, like, totaling, like, 100,000 military power here. And then some fleets here in Zedran. I had, like, about 100,000 power there. And then, like, scattered about, I had, like, you know, a couple, like, 30 to 50,000s, like, fleets of, like, 30 to 50,000 power. And I fucking just condensed it all and managed to muster up a fleet that barely matched the other fleet. And also, at the very last second, fucking allied fleets came in to fucking assist in the Battle of Dontor. Because where this fleet is stationed is where I had a fucking massive battle fucking take place. Where I was sitting here and I was like, I'm fucked. Like, there's no, like, this playthrough is fucked. There's no way I'm getting through this. There's a fallen empire that was attacking because the fucking Lycos Star Corp is so powerful that they can subjugate fallen empires. And I have a fucking defense pact with them. I thought I was fucked, and I don't know how I'm still here to play this save file today. Like, it's suffice to say. Fuck, but what should we do here? Not that many. I don't want to build that many cities. I just want to build up. Should I turn this into like an industrial planet? See, I'm trying to think of like what my fucking needs are. Because I don't really remember. I have so many planets here, and I don't know what the fuck is going on each half the time. Wait, what? I mean, probably a smart call. I'm considering it. Actually, that's actually big for me. That I might need to change my politics here. Because a large part of why I was able to succeed in the last conflict was because both the Kamaran hierarchy and Lycos Star Corp sent allied fleets over. So if the Kamaran hierarchy no longer has a defensive pact with Lycos Star Corp, and they'd no longer be involved in those affairs at the same time, then I might want to distance myself and not be, you know, risking war with fallen empires, you know, when the only ally would be Lycos Star Corp, and if they gotta defend their own shit, then, and they're on their own, then they're probably not gonna be able to assist me, because I can't really fully assist them in the same way that the Kamaran hierarchy has been assisting them in their war efforts. Every time we all end up getting dragged into a fucking war for Lycos Star Corp. Which also, by the way, fun lore fact here, the species that I picked for its origin is, here we go, Lost Colony. Lycos Star Corp is our long-lost advanced empire species. And so they're just really advanced, and they're just better than everyone. They're just better. They're so much better, they're better than fucking fallen empires. That's how strong they are. They're so better, this is a fallen empire, and this is its military strength after the last conflict. Pathetic. And their economy, inferior. That's how much power Lycos Star Corp has. And they are our overlords. Well, not really, because I refuse to bow down to them. But, we do have very strong fucking ties with them. Because I can't not. I can't not be allied with them because they have so many fucking resources, and it's so fucking useful. Even though they do kind of hate me. Pretty much. Like, literally, they're receptive to me. Which, actually, speaking of, I should do I have any envoys going to them? We do. They just really don't like me, huh? I also don't really have an envoy to spare. Ooh. That's right, I established a spy network here. Yes. Wait, actually, I should acquire an asset before we try to do some crazy shit like steal a fucking technology from them. However, I do want to do that because, you know, keep your friends closer than your enemies, whatever the phrase is. Boy, there are some massive fucking political changes going on here. I can't even follow why this is happening, really. Because, like, what? It's gotta be the fucking religious opinion coding. I don't know what else. Well, although, I don't think all of these are necessarily religious nations. Like, I think JTC is non-spiritualist. Or wait, no, they're spiritualist, but they don't have any religion. Yeah, no. So, I don't know. I don't know. I guess everyone just hates everyone. Some political shift has occurred. Wait, do we go physics focus or philomath? Actually, that's pretty useful, or useless rather right now, but the physics focus, we're currently in a rush to catch up to Lycos Star Corp. Because the only way I can feasibly see, you know, matching Lycos Star Corp's strength and being able to, like, not get crushed by all these wars and shit and whatever bullshit they do in the future is to actually fucking build up my fucking military and shit. Which includes, not having ancient weapons on my ships. Except for the actually good ancient weapons, which... Speaking of, what's my stockpile looking like? Of minor artifacts. Finally getting back up there. I used to have so many minor artifacts that I would, like, trade it. Which, hindsight, really stupid. I should have been stockpiling. Because I have so many techs now that, like, it would be very useful if I just had a massive stockpile of minor artifacts to be able to upgrade all of my ships. Because as it stands now, like, no. I could never fucking throw some shit on my ships and not have my fleet be upgrading forever. Because there's just not enough minor artifacts in my stockpile to upgrade the ship properly. Which is why I had to fucking create a bunch of ship designs that were, you know, slightly, actually better. Actually, they're better than the auto design, but, you know. Be nice if I could include archaeo weapons on them.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Fucking dope. Wait, what? He was on the phone, so I couldn't react fully the way I wanted, but wow. That is the dopest tech that I cannot not unlock that. Yes. I already have genetic clone armies, but yes. Xenomorph armies? Yes. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. We're gonna kick ass. Like, my ground units already kick ass. Like I was kind of worried about having to, like, liberate one of the planets that was taken over by the fucking Fallen Empire, and that was easy. Because, like, my troops are just OP as fuck because of genetic engineering. As is. Oh, wait, what? Where are you? Uhari Haven? Oh! That's right. There's actually a planet that I settled that had pre-sapiens. That I was like, nah, it's fine. And this is probably them. Actually, yeah, this is them. Let's uplift them.
Situation log updated.
And then after that, we'll resume pumping resources out of our populace by genetically engineering our populace. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I mean, really, it's a positive, right? Hear me out. With the rare crystal one, I'm making the populace that I genetically engineer have tougher skin. You know, I'm literally making them more resistant to environments and shit. That's beneficial. It's beneficial. It's also completely beneficial to me. But, you know, hey, I need my rare crystals. I gotta get shit done. I got hyper relays and shit to build. And actually, I just remembered I should probably fix the fucking planets devastated by war. That might help me get more rare crystals. Because I know I had some factories that got fucking devastated. I think it was the abundance sector that was fucking annihilated. Because basically, in the war that I mentioned here, that happened like probably like 30 years ago in game. Actually not even. Fucking the Fallen Empire started raiding coming from Lawam, and I did not even see it coming or expect it. So they basically they took Lawam, they took Nolion. I thought they were gonna go towards Vinjam. Hilarious name to say, by the way. And they did not. Instead, they went towards Zeldra, which was a station that I had not super amped up, even though it didn't matter that I... He's on the phone. But I had, like, built up this station too, and that just... It didn't work. It didn't work. But anyway. I digress. Oh. Maybe I need nicotine break. Yeah. I think I'm gonna take a smoke break real quick. How long have I been streaming? I haven't taken many breaks here either. Yeah. He's on the phone right now too. And I'm like, I just, you know, I can't be loud and amped up and in like streamer mode when he's on the phone. The streamer mode is me being loud, me being gamery and nerdy. So yeah. I'm gonna mute and we're gonna take a break real quick. But we can enjoy the wondrous Stellaris music. I'll be back in just a moment though. I just figured, why not take a smoke break now, have a little nicotine, maybe a little hood. I'll be damned if I can ever fucking remember these damn hotkeys. I just said, okay, I remember. I know I just said that one. So I should be able to remember it. Damn it. Alright. I will be back. I'm actually gonna end stream because I don't know. You know, sometimes when you're streaming, you lose the vibe. And I feel like I'm reaching my like personal cap here. So we got a good couple hours in, even with the, you know, occasional break here and there included. So that's a thing. That's good. That's something better than I usually do with streaming. Yes, I need to shave. Yes, it looks atrocious. I hate myself. And my hair does too. But anyway, aside from me looking at how terrible I look in the camera, I think that'll do for today. I will probably be live tomorrow. I'm gonna be trying to get back into the habit of streaming, just because it's like useful, in the sense of like it's like a well, it's not a fully productive habit, but it's more productive than, you know, not being productive at all. So, you know, lesser evil. But yeah, it's been a solid stream. Yeah. Peace. Fuck, I kind of don't want to end. Like, I kind of do want to stream more, but it's like I know I'm gonna get like anxious and shit. Like it ain't the vibe. Like I don't fully get the vibe for it. All right. I can hit the end button anytime. But the other problem is I also still forget which key that is. So things to say while I find it's this